Hello and welcome back on The Cave. My name is Elias, and in today's video we will go over some interesting topics. We will go over aliens, we will go over Kraken. If finance is safe, we will go over the most interesting chart, which is showing me personally that we will head straight into a recession and much more. And at the very end, we will of course go into my dollar cost average position and how is it going? Is it in the plus? Is it in the minus? We will see. Before we get into it, we will discuss financial topics, and as always guys, do not make financial decisions based on my opinions and my informations. Always do your own research, and with that being said, let's go straight into it. So first things first. What the F is going on in the world? We have so many UFOs coming on this earth, or are coming from this earth, and the only thing we know is that the US government shot them all down, like they always do with everything, like they do with Kraken staking, and they're experts in shutting stuff down, and so they did with the UFOs and this special footage, and I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't really know what I should think of that. The only thing I really think is that we have to be super aware what's happening everywhere in the world at the moment, because what if this is just a little trick to get our attention on the wrong place? That's everything I want to say, and with that being said, into the first finance specific chart. We have the CPI data dropped today, and it's actually not too good. It's higher than we expected. So the forecast was 6.2% and the actual number is 6.4. What does that mean? I have no clue what CPI means. So the CPI is the consumer price index. So this is basically how much it costs for normal people to buy goods. So it's really how much do eggs cost, how much do bananas cost, and so on. And this is basically showing us one thing: how much do people have to spend on groceries and stuff like that on their everyday life, and how much is left to buy some bitcoins. And obviously that's important for us, because if people don't buy bitcoin, we don't see bitcoin rising. So that's important for us. And when we talk of bitcoin, let's go into the chart. It's actually quite interesting. So first I want to show you the daily chart, and on the daily chart we see a golden cross. What the fuck is a golden cross, you may ask? A golden cross is a cross of two moving averages. So a moving average is basically the average price over a certain period. So on red here we have the moving average, so the average price of the last 50 days, and the green line is the moving average, so the average price of the last 200 days. And these two price lines, they crossed here. Normally that's called a golden cross. I mean, also today it's called a golden cross, or 3-4 days ago. But as you can see, it's not really symbolizing gold. It's more going down than up. And I have a different chart to show you, because on the weekly chart that looks completely different. We have exactly the opposite happening. As you can see, we have a DAF cross. So that's exactly the opposite of it. And this is actually the first DAF cross we've ever had on these metrics when we look at the weekly chart. So that's not a good sign, because there's a reason why it's called DAF cross. And that never happened before on the weekly chart, and we don't know what we can expect. But even though all these Bitcoin charts and so on, I want to show you a different chart, which is way more important and way more interesting for all of us than this one, actually. And this is the yield spread between the 10-year bond yields and the 2-year bond yields in the US. So what is that chart showing us, and what are bond yields, and why is that important? So as everyone knows, you can buy bonds and government bonds, and they will give you a certain return on different time periods. And there are 10-year bond yields, 9-year, 8-year, and so on. There are a ton of bond yields, and two of them are just two key ones, is the 2-year bond yield and the 10-year bond yield. And what is that chart showing us? It shows us the difference or the spread between the yields on these particular bonds. Why is that important? So on the chart, we see that the 2-year bond yield is actually higher than the 10-year one. Now, obviously the 10-year one should be higher technically because it's a bigger obligation to do that, right? And a lot of stuff can happen in 10 years and we don't know what. And what basically shows us that the 2-year bond yield is higher than the 10-year one is that more people are buying 10-year bonds, so the APY or the APR goes down, and the 2-year yield is not that famous anymore. No one is buying 2-year yield because everyone thinks in 2 years the economy will be at a worse standpoint than in 10 years. So this is a super bearish indicator if that happens. And as you can see, this metric is super accurate in predicting recessions in the last few decades. As you can see, 90, 89, as was I think the loan crisis. Yes, it's the saving and loan crisis, I wasn't too sure. Around the 2000s, the dot-com bubble, and around 2008 we had obviously the global financial crisis. And this wasn't also not so good of a experience for the financial markets. And as you can see here, we have the 0% mark, and this time we shot way below. We're almost at 1% more yield on the 2-year bonds than the 10-year ones, and this is huge. And people are completely forgetting this. And it's actually a chart that I also saw in a video, and I was shocked when I saw it. And I learned a lot about yields and bonds and stuff, and the yield spreads, and it's dramatic. Well, I wanted to show this to you because I think it's a super interesting one, a super important one, which shows us just the macroeconomic standpoint we are at the moment and where we're probably heading. And guys, this doesn't look like a soft landing within the next 3 weeks, months and years. I think something dramatic will happen, something quite fast and ugly, because we're gone too far. Yeah, let's see where we're heading, but it doesn't look too good. With that being said, to other metric I actually like to show, which is the fear and greed index. How much fear and how much greed is in the crypto market. This always shows us when a lot of greed is in the market, we're lucky to peak out and go down. And if a lot of fear is in the market, it's just historically a good moment to stack up some crypto. And when we look at the longer time frames, I love to do that actually, to look at the longer time frames and just combine it with the Bitcoin chart and see if it would have been a good possibility. And yeah, it just speaks for itself. I would highly recommend you to just take this chart and look at the Bitcoin chart, or just lay the Bitcoin chart over it, and you will see that it's super accurate. So right now we're at neutral state, we're at 48, so even that chart doesn't show us exactly in which direction we will go. It seems like the whole crypto market is in a big confusion, and we have to look out for the macroeconomical indicators like the yield spreads to really know in which direction we will go. With that being said, to a crypto kind of topic. So as you can see here, the number of addresses with more than 0 Bitcoin on it, so just it can be 0.001 or whatever, just with positive wallet, just peaked at 44.06 million. That's cool. More people are joining the market. That's a good sign. Then we had the big thing of Kraken, which went on, I think, last Friday. It was a big thing, uncertainty in the market. Let's see where it goes. Obviously, it won't be cool if Gary Gensler just regulates the whole proof of stake in the US, but let's see where we're going. We can't really say anything right now. It's all on Gary, so Gary, please give us some stakes, but we can't do anything about that. Then the whole BUSD thing, it all comes down to, just go over it real quick, it all comes down to if BUSD is backed, because if it's backed, Binance is okay. If not, Binance is not so okay. And as you guys know, if Binance is not okay, the whole crypto market is not okay. I mean, the whole topic was bigger with USDC, Circle, Binance, and so on. So Circle went whistleblowing on Binance, but the whole story is huge. I don't want to go too hard into it, but over the next few weeks, we will see where BUSD is going. I recommend everyone to just go out of BUSD, as I did too. And yeah, with that being said, it's basically everything. Just one thing at the end, I follow an interesting account on Twitter, and I recommend actually everyone to follow them. Confessions, it's like yeah, confessions about crypto dudes, and I really like that account because it just shows sometimes like really deep stuff around the crypto scene. And as you can see here, I just opened up this post. I lost my crypto job a few months ago, and I have basically run out of money now. I spent all day on Twitter trying to find new projects, and I'm just losing money. I just bought some unrevealed NFTs that I cannot afford with my credit card, and I don't know how I'm going to pay them off, but I'm hopeful they will move. So guys, there's a lot of fear and hope in the crypto market at the moment, and you should never act out a position of weakness. So please be sure, be safe out there, really be safe, and just take that bear market time to learn more about economics and crypto. It's the perfect situation to do that. And obviously I have one strategy and I'm currently running this one. I don't recommend anyone to leverage, to do anything, but just to act rationally and do something probably dollar cost average. And I want to inform you guys about my dollar cost average position right now. So drum roll, I made minus $350.69 so far. That's great, obviously. Right now I'm invested $9,200 in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and right now I actually have, and this is way more important than if I'm in the plus right now, because my time horizon on that position is around 2, 4, 5, even more years. So right now the profit really doesn't matter for me. The only thing that matters for me is the average price that I'm getting, and I can tell you the average price on Bitcoin right now is 22,845, and on Ethereum my average price is 1,600. So these are my average prices so far. Let's see how they will continue to be, and I really hope that they will be lower over time actually. So yeah, in the next bull market it will be fun. All right, this was it for today's video. I really hope that you liked it. If you did so, feel free to drop a like or a comment. If you want to see more of these kind of content, then yeah, just follow the channel. It's the easiest way to support us. With that being said, if you see an alien, make a photo, post it on Twitter and tag me. I wish you an awesome rest of your day. See you in the next video.